I read a book last year, and this book changed my life. I remember someone saying to me, but it's your money maker. It's my money maker, but I want to make heaven. What profits a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul? And I had to go back to my source so I don't lose myself completely and so I don't lose my salvation more than anything. Understanding my why has now shaped everything I do, even down to my day-to-day interactions. And I find that the church does this a lot. We try to box either our own creativity or we try to box creative. Meanwhile, the creator himself, the biggest creative, Hi guys, welcome to Mochunks and welcome to another installment of Chit Chat with Mo, where I talk about life experiences, I give you guys some advice and put my own spin on it. Okay guys, so as you can see from the title of the video, we're about to talk about what it's like being a Christian in a seemingly circular environment. This is my craft, media. I'm in the entertainment industry, and I've definitely battled with it with regards to my faith, and is this pleasing to God? And I've definitely had a few people kind of question it. I've had some comments on this channel actually. I had one in particular that was quite prominent and stuck out to me. Somebody said, why don't you separate your faith style videos and your entertainment stuff? It might make a bit more sense if you separate them and da-da-da-da. And I pondered on this for a while. Should I actually separate them? Should I make completely different channels for when I talk about God, solely God, and when I do more of the entertainment stuff such as The Hub and Being Mochunks and What's Trending in particular? I know that's the one that probably gets a lot of people like, is she gossiping? Is she not? I myself was very confused about that for a long time. I was confused about my identity and my calling. And so many times I found myself losing myself, even though I didn't know what myself was, if that makes sense. A lot of people, because as a result of What's Trending being the most popular segment on my channel at the time, a lot of people would call me things like the UK Wendy Williams, and I kind of didn't like it as a result of, when you think of Wendy Williams, although she's great at delivering hot topics and delivers it hot on time, there's a good quality traits that I want to aspire to. But when I think of her, I also think of shade. And I found myself kind of pandering to that and noticing that people would laugh a bit more in the comment section when I threw a bit of shade at this person and this person. And I found myself doing that a lot. And I really had to step back at a certain point and be like, yo, as a Christian that's meant to be representing God in everything I do, can I really be doing this? So I cancelled the whole thing. What profits a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul was the verse that kept ringing in my head. And as a result, I stopped What's Trending. I stopped it completely. I remember speaking to a few of my friends like, is it gossip? Like, because we're not meant to gossip, like. And I had to go back to my source so I don't lose myself completely and so I don't lose my salvation more than anything. I remember someone saying to me, but it's your money maker. It's my money maker, but I want to make heaven. So I made that decision. It was hard. It was hard coming back and making other content that wasn't quite getting as much attention. But I had to just keep plodding it out until God literally gave me the release to come back. And in that time, in that season, it was a season of pruning for me. It was a season of stripping back, and it was a season of heightened revelation of who I am. And I really had to ask God, okay, you've given me this passion for media, but what is it that you want me to do with it? I don't want to step outside of your will. I read a book last year, and this book changed my life. Before I picked it up, I was feeling a bit stubborn, like, I know my purpose. I don't need to read this book. My purpose is media. The book is Purpose by Jessica Hume. And as I was reading it, she started to explain some things about, your why, this amazing concept of the why you do what you do. You can be a card factory owner, but why is it? What burns behind that? What is it that motivates you to create the content that you make? What is it that you want to achieve through the content that you make? So I had to try and understand my why. And your why doesn't have to be limited to one thing. It can be a series of different things. But in regards to the impact that I'm called to make on earth, I really wanted to get that one figured out with God. And something I noticed about the why, as I discovered, is that your why is actually something that's been with you all along since you were born. You just never knew it was your why. You were doing certain things by reason of your why, but not knowing what the why was. And something I discovered about myself is that I am very eager. Whenever I learn something new, I want to pass it on to the next person. I want to make the world a better place by empowering people with knowledge of the things that I know or I've now learned. Simple as I just learned how to do a flat twist. I want to teach somebody how to do that. I learned how to lose weight whilst being on a Nigerian diet. I taught people through the medium of an ebook. So it's just different things. And I think what really stamped it for me was when I delivered a media masterclass with Brown Sugar Movement. And I was in my element. I loved it. I loved delivering that, passing it on. I was like, yo, this is it. The passion is media, but the purpose is to teach. And understanding my why has now shaped everything I do, even down to my day-to-day interactions, how I am with my family, understanding that I am there to be a light, to create knowledge, has just changed everything for me. And so I confidently came back with my segments on my channel, even the ones that seem circular or entertaining, with a new understanding of my calling and who I am. So much so now that if I get a comment like that, I will not think that I need to separate my passion from my purpose, because it comes together. Because by reason of the why, being behind the passion, you get purpose. So there's no need to separate that because it's intrinsically who you are. And I find that the church does this a lot. We try to box either our own creativity or we try to box creative. Meanwhile, the creator himself, the biggest creative, and he then created us, and he wants us to use those creative juices to create something in front of us. TD Jakes said something that kind of stuck with me in a recent interview, and he said that God doesn't give us tables, chairs, he gave us a tree. And then he gave us our brain to imagine what that tree can be. So when we try and box creativity in the name of we want to glorify God, are we really glorifying God by boxing or limiting what he has placed on us as his creations? And I find that people don't really do this with regular jobs, like office jobs or banker or, just things that aren't directly related to the church. But we never raise an eyebrow or we never question, are they pleasing to God? Are they glorifying God? In the simple sense, creative crafts are also very valid in the sight of God, and even more so because he himself is a creative. And we're meant to be reflecting the glory of God, reflecting his image and operating, just like him. Something else that TJ said in this interview blew my mind. He said that if Jesus was in the 21st century, he would probably be a filmmaker. And I was like, woo, chile, because it's true. Jesus liked to tell parables, told a lot of stories. It's just that at that time there was no medium called the camera to capture and deliver those stories. So he used his mouth. But if you are a creative out there and you are battling with, am I supposed to be in a circular environment? I remember tweeting at the start of 2018 that I see a move of God and it's so strong, it's so unique and it's so different. I see him placing his children in different circular environments and causing them to have the boldness to speak his word, to preach his word through their words and their lifestyle. It was when I saw Letitia Wright in Black Panther and Justin Bieber leading worship at a circular festival that I was like, okay, Jesus, I see what you're doing and I want to be a part of this. Don't seclude yourself from certain environments because you feel like you're going to compromise. Be so secure in Christ that when you are in those environments, you are a light and you draw men unto him. The word says we are in this world, but we are not of this world. We're called out to go and minister to those who actually need Jesus. And if we keep ministering to each other every Sunday, are we really being saved? Are we really saving people? Or are we just maintaining our salvation? That's a good one to think of, to think about. Yeah, I think I've definitely gained a new understanding and a new confidence in who I am and the things that God has called me to do. And I think it's a beautiful place to be. And I strongly advise everybody, regardless of what you want to do. If it is creativity, if it is an office job you want to do, find your why, and literally it will shape everything you do, and it will make life so much more purposeful for you. Yeah, I believe that God has called me to be a light in the media industry and it's been confirmed by so many different people. The media industry is a very dark place. So many things have been happening in terms of the Me Too movement. That was a move of God, in case you didn't know. Just certain things that have been happening behind the scenes that God really wants to call out now, even false doctrine in the church. And that's something I've been finding myself being very passionate about, especially with regards to gender inequality. There's just been so much conversation, and all through this medium of media, and media is so powerful. It's a powerful tool in the right and the wrong hands. And I'm hoping to be that person, or one of those people that happen to be the right hand, so that I can proclaim Jesus in everything that I do. So even in my entertainment, the things that I do, the jokes that I tell, the kind of projects that I take on, all will be influenced by that why and influenced by my source, so that I'm not compromising, so that I am that light, so that I am forever carrying Jesus and preaching him, even when I'm not directly holding a Bible and not directly limited to the pulpit. And that's all I really have for you guys today. Make sure if you liked it, comment down below. I'd actually like to know what you guys think of what I spoke about. Subscribe to this channel for more. Till next time, guys, peace and love, peace and chunks.